Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the F122 My Team here on the ChesnoidPlays channel. It's Baku today. Firstly, I want to say thank you very much for the support on yesterday's F1 Manager video. There is more coming. This is a learning phase for me, as I've never really tried to make content on 3 games at the same time. Normally just FIFA and FM or FIFA and F1 this game. But trying to make content on FIFA, F1 this game and F1 Manager as well is going to be difficult. So at times, or probably moving forward in the short term, we will alternate. There'll be one day of this and one day of F1 Manager. If the opportunity arises to record as much as I possibly can, then you may well get one of each on a certain given day. But for the time being, we will alternate between the two. So we'll have Baku today here on F1 22, and then tomorrow we will have Jeddah on F1 Manager 22. Hopefully you guys are alright with that. If you are, then please do stick around, and of course drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save, or continuing to enjoy this save. We've been going a while on this now. This is part 30, I think it might well be. And of course make sure you subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss out on more of this or F1 Manager. If you missed that first episode of F1 Manager, where we kind of set everything up and then had our first race in Bahrain, then do check the channel page for it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. It was so much fun to play, and I really would like to play some more of it, and provided the content gets the support on YouTube and Twitch, there will be content on it. So let's dive into the Baku race weekend, shall we, here, and concentrate on the game we're playing today. We do have one part currently in process that will be ready for the next Grand Prix, but you can see from the performance index we are level with AlphaTauri and Aston Martin, and right behind Alfa Romeo and McLaren, and level with Haas as well. So that midfield battle is so tight right now. We're back up to 90 difficulty, as we've gone through Monaco and Spain, and we're back up to simulation damage as we've gone through Monaco as well. So let's go and see what the weather's going to be like in Baku, and pray that it's not bloody raining. Because, well, Baku is the track, as you well know, that I love. Really enjoy racing around Baku. We weren't that competitive last season in the first year. All mixed conditions on the Sunday, but dry elsewhere. So, a dry race that may well end with some rain. But it might not rain hard enough or early enough to warrant going onto wet tyres. So we shall plan for a dry race weekend. We don't have enough resource points to add anything else on at the moment. I will put some older parts in for practice, and chat will have to remind me to put newer bits in for the Grand Prix. I'm sure chat will. Chat's very good at that. And then we hopefully will be able to perform well here in Baku. Right. As ever, drop the video a like if you're enjoying. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for this and for the F1 Manager content that's on the way. Of course, check the main channel for all of the FIFA stuff. And come and join me on Twitch and watch these live. Right, plug, all done. Let's unplug and dive in to the Baku Grand Prix race weekend. Right, quali pace-wise, we are well off the track. Well off the pace with regards to that... with regards to that practice session. Forgive the aircon, it's bloody hot today. So that's a weird one. We'll go and finish off track acclimatization and quali pace in the next practice session, just by quick practice. But I feel alright around the track. I don't really feel like I'm that slow. There's definitely more time in all of the laps that I put in. I'm driving very scrappily at the minute. As I've mentioned to Twitch stream, I was up till 4 AM last night, so I'm a little bit tired, so I'm certainly not at my best. But hopefully, we can still make a fair crack of Baku. We should quickly go to quick practice and make sure that we get all of those boosts, development-wise and resource point-wise, that we want and need. And then we should be able to adequately upgrade the car quite nicely, actually. Please pass first time. Arsehole. Please pass first time. Best friend. And then 70% success of doing this one. Good. And here we go. And that's that one done. Track acclimatization. It's literally just a couple of the development boosts. But these development boosts really do build up over time, and it makes things so much more affordable, and it really helps you actually properly advance the car quicker if you do them as opposed to not doing them. So that was relatively straightforward. So we'll jump to qualifying. We'll find out in the meantime how many resource points we've earned there. We'll probably have about 850-ish. Hopefully Nico has been able to provide a good 300 to 400 as well. Straight to qualifying. We're going to be using the preset, not the custom setup as well, as the preset was quicker. 850 odd for me, 375 for Nico. Cracking. And I'm so very nearly level 15 now, which means I can add more driver perks on and speed up my resource point accruation rate? Or the speed at which I accrue resource points. I'm not sure if accruation is actually even a word. So let's jump into qualifying then, see what we can do. We'll just quickly whack that custom setup on. Sorry, the preset, which was preset 4. And, well, I'll turn the loud blah, 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 aircon off and we'll go and put in a lap, shall we? So I done goofed and forgot to put fresh parts in between qualifying and practice. So we're going to be getting a grid penalty. Ah, bollocks. I'm definitely going to need a new gearbox. Ugh, definitely going to need new turbo, or change in turbo, change in energy store, change in MGUH and MGK and ICE. So we will be starting from the back, which is a bloody pain in the arse. But, oh, actually, let me just double check I've got the right setup on as well before I get myself into part firmer conditions, which I didn't. Oh, sad noises, lads. It rarely happens, but when it does, it's a real kick in the teeth. So, because we're going to have to take a penalty, I might as well just take a brand new everything. And that will help us out for the rest of the season. Longer term, we'll try and make something of our mistake that can actually work in the positive. But we're going to be slow with our lap times because I've got worn parts in. And then I'm going to start last because I need to change all of those parts. So, one of those. I'm sure you've all made the exact same mistake at times as well, so I'm not going to be too harsh on myself, but it is frustrating. Charles did a 140.8. We do a 141.8. So about a second off Charles after the first run. And because we're going to be starting at the back, I'm just going to save tyres, I think. I don't see any point in going out needlessly again on another fresh set. So that'll do. Wasn't the best of laps either, as you can tell. But if we're going to be starting at the back anyway, then we might as well retire from session. That's just really, really annoying, isn't it? More so than anything else. They did a 140.1 at the end. Wow. 140.1 is pretty bloody rapid around Baku. Pretty bloody rapid indeed. Right, I'm going to go and actually change my parts now. And then we'll be able to... Oh, I did just improve in reputation. Then we'll be able to start at the back, but with brand new parts in every bit of the car. The grid then for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here in Baku. I don't envisage many other people getting penalties. 39s, they're into the 39s at the front. Oh my lord. They are quick boys around Baku. That's insane. Russell and Verstappen, Sainz a long way back. Surely Sergio Perez has taken a penalty. Alpine are really strong. Oh, Stanley Ricciardo, sorry. Alpine are really strong in this save now. McLaren and Alpine really chasing the back of the front three. Stroll and Magnus, no other penalties that I can see at the moment. Hulkenberg in P17. Porsche 18. Gasly with a penalty. And then, hey look, it's me right at the back with a penalty of my own. Right, let's go and sort strategy, shall we? So we'll try and work the rain to our advantage. So strategy decided then. Soft, soft, medium, soft, with an aim to pit from the mediums onto intermediates if it rains hard enough. It may well not rain hard enough. It may just drizzle and we'll be able to stay on dry tyres. We are overfueled by 3 and a bit laps, but that's because we need it. So there's not really much more I can do about that. I might actually put just a little bit more front wing in, just to give me a bit more bite at the front end. Other than that, that's what we'll do. And let's, well actually we're going to get the chance to do our grid spot, aren't we? For some reason it's put me 22. It's reading me 22 and Mick 21, but on the thing on the top left, we're behind it. We're in the right position on the grid, but the graphic is wrong. Tyres are nearly up to temperature, which is good. Trying to get a little bit more heat in them. we now pull towards our grid spot. It's not bad. It's not bad. We're right there. You guys have asked me to be more aggressive at starts. We didn't get the chance at Monaco or Spain because, well, it's Monaco and Spain. So I'll try and make a position at the start if I can. Where Mick has gone pretty defensive. Ha! I thought that might happen. I was like, I'll try and sneak up the inside. But if I can't, then fine. Never mind. We might have had Mick. We might still have Mick here as everyone slows up. Oh, 3 abreast. I can't go too tight because I just won't make it around the corner. I'll get a floor damage. So we'll leave it for now. But we're right with them. I don't have to worry about anything else at the moment. Straight line speed is going to be an issue, but it always is this year. It's not as much of an issue as it was last year, though, thankfully. And we will obviously utilise the battery to our advantage throughout the course of Grand Prix. Nick goes down to P20, which isn't great. Mick Schumacher side by side with Lance Stroll, I think, in front. If anyone picks up any damage, that would be lovely. Ha ha! You mean like that, Ches? Just like that, mate, yeah. They are significantly faster in a straight line, as you can see. Someone's pit for a front wing. That someone is Mick Schumacher in his Haas. Take the front, some of the front wing out. Maybe just to give us a little bit more straight line speed. Don't quite feel as competitive as I might like to be in a straight line. 25% wear after 5 laps. We're going to pit at the end of lap 10. So my rear tyres are going to be 50 to 60% worn by the time we end our first stint. They're going for it in front. They really are. It's actually Magnussen and Lance Stroll. Nicholas Latifi disappearing down the road a little bit. We might be able to pick someone off if they get a little bit feisty. Like this. Throw it up the inside of the Alfa Romeo. And we're up to P20. We've had to be very patient so far.
Nice move. Good job.
Very patient indeed, but with an undercut, I think we should be able to be alright, actually. I didn't want to clip the curb there, but never mind. Right behind our teammate now. Never mind, we're in front of our teammate. Nico Hulkenberg locks up. Thanks, Nico. Appreciate that. Thanks for the place, my friend.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
New strategy already. Soft, medium, pit lap 9.
Got that confirmed.
So my soft tyres are not lasting anywhere near as well as we hoped they would, or that we need them to. Zhou Guan Yu's in the pits for damage, presumably.
The pit window, you're going to be on soft.
But the team reckon my tyre wear is strong enough, or weak enough, depending on which way you look at it, to warrant pitting 2 laps early. I was going to pit 10 anyway, but if they want me to pit 9, I will absolutely pit 9. I changed my downforce to 8. I upped it to 10 for the start, but we've evidently noticed that we don't have enough straight line speed, so I've changed it back to 8. That is what we ran earlier in the weekend. Okay, we get him on acceleration, battery and DRS down into turn 3. It looks like he's gone defensive, but he might not have an answer for this, Kevin Magnussen. Wary of him going deep and hitting me, but he has managed to stop in time, and then we have the inside line for the next turn. So we're up into P17 now, and time to try and chase down Lance Stroll. I'm going to try and extend the gap over K-Mag enough that he doesn't get DRS on me as well, actually, because that could be crucial for staying ahead down the straight. Nico's now past Magnussen behind as well, so Nico Hulkenberg has followed me through. If we're going to make this undercut work, we're going to have to be significantly quicker than Stroll and Latifi, evidently. Will a new set of tyres give us about a 3-second boost? I don't know. So this is where we try the undercut then. We were due to pit on 11. We're going to pit on 9 because our tyre wear's high. But that's just the way of it at the minute. Means we'll probably undercut or pit early from our next set 2. And then we're going on to mediums and trying to hang it out till the rain. But whether that works or not, I'm not sure. We nailed the pit entry though. Lando Norris also in the pits going to mediums. Zhou Guanyu went to mediums as well. Now that's intriguing. They're going soft medium.
Okay, we had an issue attaching the left rear wheel. I know it's not ideal. Put that behind
What
us
I didn't
now,
need
back into this race. Right, we have two
was a slow bloody
left in
pit
this
stop.
strategy, 2 more stops planned.
That's cost me significant time there in the pits and will negate my undercut. Well, that's frustrating, isn't it? That's ruined my entire strategy. At least for this stint, anyway. Nobody else in the pits this lap. Actually, no, there's loads in the pits this lap. But because of our slow stop, they're all going to come out well in front of us. They've all gone to mediums. Really surprised to see everybody go to the medium tyre at the minute. We're going to mediums next. You see, Stroll's gone to soft, so Stroll is running a soft strategy. So there's split strategies throughout the field then. But evidently we would surely have gained positions through that pit stop cycle if we hadn't had that really slow stop. Probably cost us about 4 or 5 seconds, which at least was Latifi, Stroll and Zhou Guanyu. Hate it when you get a slow pit stop like that. Within a second of Stroll though, and 1.5 of Latifi. It's the gaps in front of them that I'm wanting to keep an eye on. I'd be tempted now to go to softs myself again. If they're running the medium set now, I might be tempted to go to softs again just to get that soft stint in. Others in the pits, including Mick and Magnussen. And Teo as well.
This is okay. You've taken P19. P19.
Yeah, I could be P17 right now though. Maybe even higher. No DRS? That's weird. They're going to go for it in front though. Stroll and Latifi having a bit of a battle. Stroll gets through. That was relatively straightforward for Lance there. See, Teo's gone soft as well. I'm driving like an ass. Nico's in the pits now on lap 12.
Nico's into the pits. Nico in the pits.
We'll take Latifi here with relative ease. He says. Latifi passed. Now it's time to go get Lance. Or probably more accurately, go and get Zhou Guanyu together.
Okay, expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
That's why they put the mediums on. The rain is coming so much earlier. 10 to 15 minutes for rain. It said the rain was going to come right at the very end of the race. So those that are on their mediums now must have known that the rain was coming earlier and are trying to long it out. Unbelievable. So we now have to make a decision. Do we pit for mediums and stay out till the rain, or do we pit for another set of softs and try and go as fast as possible till the rain and hope that it comes before the end of our next stint? We absolutely will have to pit once more before the rain gets here, though. Of that, we have no option at the minute. We still don't know how heavy it's going to rain either, so it might not rain heavily enough. It might not rain heavily enough to warrant pitting for wet tyres. So, chat, I need you to vote. Soft or mediums next on lap 20. Softs or mediums? Fernando Alonso's out of the session. He's just retired down the main straight. Must be an engine blowout of some description, you would imagine. Yeah. The Alpine, or the Renault engine in the Alpine, has decided it's had enough. So Fernando's at the race. Don't just sit behind him, Lance. Have a go. Slow him up. We'll get him together. I know we're not teammates, but please. My rear tyres are letting me know they're not happy. Tyres are not lovely. 30% wear on the rears now. DRS on Lance. Lap 17. Trying to chase down P15. Lap 18. Now. Rain incoming in about still 10 to 15 minutes. I can try and stay out, but my tyres are going to get so worn, there will be no point. I will end up losing a pit stop's worth of time. I'll do what Lance does. If Lance pits, I'll pit. If he doesn't, I won't. He's pitting. I'm coming in with Lance. Hopefully that way we can kind of DRS off one another and try and keep up with those that are on the mediums, or catch up to those that are on the mediums. Now I need a perfect stop here, please, gentlemen. Thank you. And we might have just jumped Lance. We have. Really quick stop helps us jump Lance Stroll, and I need to get out here ahead of Kevin Magnussen. And we are going to do so, but now I need to stay ahead of Kevin Magnussen. Which it looks like we might well be able to do so as well. I'll go slightly defensive, but we'll hold the line. So, come out P19. Coming out in front of Magnussen there was absolutely crucial. So now Stroll is going to get stuck behind him for at least half a lap. And I'm going to try and get away and get after those in front. Because Teo will pit again as well. Daniel Ricciardo out of the race in his Red Bull. Might be another engine because he's on the main straight. Let's have a look. There he is. Yep, exactly the same for Daniel as it was for Fernando. At the exact same point of the track as well. Ricciardo out, another position gain. That's going to be us up to P18. And Porsche is in the pits, as we expected. So Teo pits from behind us. Magnussen also in the pits. So Stroll is now right with me. We're going to try and catch Latifi and Mick Schumacher before the rain comes. That's the plan now. Catch those in front before the rain comes. So rain coming soon. But as of yet, we don't know how heavy it's going to be. It might only drizzle, and it might not actually rain enough to force us onto wet tyres. Which means we'll just run our regular full strategy, because we're onto mediums next on lap 31. Fastest middle sector of the entire race so far. Shows that we do have some pace in the car. Gap to Latifi was 9, it's now 8. Well, obviously that will grow a little bit here. It's 2 laps in a row we've set the fastest middle sector of the Grand Prix. Nico's in the pits. I was just about to say, no sign of those mediums drivers pitting, but Nico was also gone soft. So we'll see what Nico goes to next. I imagine also softs. All those on the medium still very comfortable. So we're going to gain a position on Nico Hülkenberg here. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Shows you the pace we have right now. My teammate is just coming out the pits now behind us. So we're up to P16 and still continually, considerably gaining on Mick and Nicholas in front. Mick is now within DRS range of the Williams as well. K-Mag's just set a fastest lap of the race. There goes mine. It nearly lasted a lap. Or even just the first sector. But no. We're going to need to, if we are going to be forced to go onto wet tyres, we need it to happen before lap 32. Schumacher and Latifi having a big old ding-dong now in front. And slow them both up. Bring them back to me. We're extending over Lance, which is good news. They're still fighting hard in front. We've gained by over a second just in the first 2 corners of this lap. And they're still side by side. Such is the nature of this Baku circuit. You can do that. And hello, gentlemen. How are you? So Mick now past Nick. And P14 is in our sights. This is going to be brave. Around the outside into the castle section. How is that for an overtake, gentlemen? How is that for an overtake? Thank you. That might be one of the most audacious moves I've ever tried. I don't think I've ever overtaken anyone through the castle section, but just able to keep it out the wall. Let's have a look at... Let's watch Nick's on board. So, Latifi's got me right behind. And then alongside him here. He just has to back right out of it. There was no way I wasn't coming through there. If it doesn't get any heavier, then it will be dry tyres for the full race. I am prepared for that. Those that have gone soft medium either will go to the hards at the end or will still run soft soft. You'd imagine it just means that they're running the stint that we're doing the other way round. But I'm pretty sure if they've gone soft medium, they're going to go to hards next, which would make them very slow. If, of course, there isn't enough rain to warrant switching to intermediates, which at the minute absolutely isn't. Lance is getting close to DRS range.
Light rain will stay with us for at least 20 minutes, maybe more. Light rain is here to stay.
So this rain is definitely not enough to warrant wet weather tyres.
Conditions aren't improving. It's your choice as to whether you want to fit full wets next time you come in.
Full wets?
We're leading our teammate by 1.6 seconds.
What are you on, Mark? I'm close to full wet weather. Right, I might go for Mick here. We've got running in with battery and DRS. If I can force him defensive, we can make the same move on him as we did on someone else earlier in the Grand Prix. Force him tight there and then have the inside line for the next turn. That's worked well. That is us up into P14 past Mick Schumacher.
Okay, gap to the car ahead is 10.0 seconds.
10 seconds to Zhou Guanyu. Now, if conditions stay as they are and we run dry tyres for the rest of the race, we only have 1 stop left. Everyone in front of us either has 1 stop left to a harder tyre or 2 stops left with 2 soft stints. So either way, we should hopefully make some progress forward yet further still from where we are in P14 with decent strategy. I think we picked next lap for mediums. Honestly, Lance Stroll has just gone in behind us. I just glanced back there. I just glanced back to see Lance Stroll pulling into the pits. So I now need a really good in-lap to try and cover off Lance Stroll's attempted undercut. And he will go to mediums. He's running the same strategy as us. Soft, 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 medium. It is not going to rain enough, hard enough, heavy enough.
We're seeing cars start to struggle in these conditions. If we pit for inters now, we're going to be too slow and we'll burn them out. Make the best of it for the time being.
Yep. I don't think it's going to rain hard enough for intermediate tyres. Genuinely. I think we stop this lap for mediums, take them 20 laps to the end, and that's that. I am still gaining on Zhou Guanyu. DRS disabled or pitting this lap. Is that because... Now, what's the Ferrari going to? That will dictate what we go to. There is a Ferrari in the pits. If he puts inters on...
Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled.
But grip is still fine. If that Ferrari's put inters on, we put inters on. If he's gone to another set of dry tyres, we stay as we are. And they are soft, medium, harding. I'm going to go to a set of medium tyres and take them to the end. I'm going to mediums, lads. We're taking a risk. I'm pitting for mediums. Zhou Guanyu in front of me is also pitting on the same lap. He's gone to hards. We're going to mediums. So we should, in theory, still continue to catch Zhou Guanyu. You can see the time that we've lost to Stroll. We're going to have lost about 3 or 4 seconds to Lance Stroll. Zhou Guanyu still only 6.8, so we're down to P17. But hoping, with Lance Stroll, to now close on a number of hard tyre runners, who in these cooler conditions are going to really struggle to get their tyres up to temperature. At least they should do.
Okay, Nico's into the pits. Nico in the pits.
Teammate and Mick Schumacher both into the pits. Both coming out of the pits now. Nico's gone to another set of softs. No, he hasn't. He's gone to... He has... Oh, so busy looking at the fucking MFD, or the thing at the top left. He has gone to mediums. He has gone to mediums. And they're also both right there. So Nico on fresh mediums now. Schumacher on fresh hards. I need that gap to Zhou Guanyu to close. It's slippy, but it's definitely not. It's definitely not wet weather tyre. Not even close to intermediate. They're just overheat.
Okay, let's see if we can catch the car ahead. Gap currently 5 seconds.
So we'll hopefully catch Zhou Guanyu. Whether we catch Seb as well, unsure. But myself and Lance should hopefully move forward now, and Mick, running on those hards, should act as a bit of a buffer to those behind on their mediums. So if Mick can hold that position, banging, and then moving forward from there, we might get another couple of positions yet. Now, Zhou Guanyu in 13th is 4.6 seconds ahead of us.
Gap ahead is 4.0 seconds.
But if you look at the mini-map, in front of him is a group of about 6 cars, 5 or 6 cars, that aren't that far down the road from them. Okay, so there are some cars in the pits now. There's some front-running cars in the pits. I imagine that's them stopping for inters. We will check the race director in a second, but I imagine that's people stopping for inters. Yeah, people are stopping for wet weather tyres. People are going to inters. We'll pit this lap. Just had a wet Baku. Race only inters came 15th. Now I've got a wet Canadian Grand Prix as well. Yikes, that sucks. We're going to go to inters this lap then. Oh, I might try and stay out one more lap. Do I stay out one more lap? Do I stay out one more lap and hope that the dry tyres last a little bit longer, or do I just pit and have done with it? No, you guys want me to pit. Okay, that's fine. We shall pit then. On lap 37, Zhou Guanyu's in. Pitting for a set of intermediate tyres then. Did they double stack at Aston Martin? I think they double stacked at Aston Martin, you know.
Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Pit strategy.
Right, intermediate time.
See these tyres through to the end now.
Now this is where things get awkward because the AI are strong in the wet normally. So even though we've been closing, we might find ourselves actually now losing time to those in front. It depends how strong the AI are on these inters. Definitely got more grip on these than I did the mediums though, 100%. Zhou Guanyu and Gasly fighting in front. There's 3 of them in fact. It's Kevin Magnussen, Zhou Guanyu and Pierre Gasly all fighting in front over P15. Magnussen's on dry tyres still, that's why. K-Mag's going to have to pit this lap for a set of inters, so evidently going 1 lap longer was the wrong decision. That's some debris bounced off someone's car. Whether it's Zhou Guanyu or K-Mag, I'm not sure. Couldn't quite tell what the livery was on it. Hopefully it was Zhou Guanyu, which means he'll pit as well. DRS disabled, of course, so we're not going to get any here. And it was his front wing then that got the damage, so Zhou Guanyu stays out. We're going to gain a position on Teo Porcher as well, and Esteban Ocon. We are P14. P14. With 13 right there. And Gasly in P12 just down the road. And then there's an Aston Martin. Then there's another AlphaTauri. Then there's an Aston Martin again. But as previously mentioned, I fear that the AI are going to be quicker than me in the wet. One thing I have just noticed there is that Nico Hulkenberg and Teo Porcher have put dry tyres on. Esteban Ocon went to Inters, pit again, and has gone back to softs. So Christ knows what the best strategy is at the moment. If it dries up, we do have another set of softs that we could go to. Dry seem like the best tyre, he says. We'll try and manage the gap behind. Evidently not able to maintain the gap in front because the AI are strong in the wet. But there's no way Nico and Teo Porcher have any sort of pace on those soft tyres. They'll definitely have to pit again. Oh, they'll definitely have to pit again for Inters. There's no way they don't. Stroll on intermediates now, presumably. Yep. There you go. So we're absolutely safe from behind at this stage. And because, for unknown game reasons, the AI are much stronger than me in the wet. I don't know whether you guys experienced the same. But in the dry, I was matching Zhou Guanyu's lap times. In the wet, he is 1.2 seconds a lap faster than me. Which seems a bit unbalanced. But what can you do other than report it to the devs? That wall is also going mad as well still. So reported to the devs I have. And for those of you on YouTube, this is probably, barring any other drama, going to be the last highlight you see before the end of the race, because I don't envisage between lap 41 and 51 me closing in on anyone or anyone closing in on me. But P13 is still a really strong finish given where the car is, so we have to be happy with it. We certainly use strategy to our advantage, and if we'd have gone to mediums on that second stint rather than hards and taken them all the way to the rain, then maybe we might have been even higher if we'd saved a pit stop. Who knows? We might have stood a chance of getting potentially some points today, because the points aren't too far down the road, are they? Gasly down the road has a point holding Aston Martin right in front of him, so the points are only about 8 seconds away, but that gap is just continually growing. Lance Stroll is out of the session. Stroll's retiring. Virtual safety car. Now, frustratingly, that's behind us. Lance Stroll on his intermediates, now retiring, has caused a virtual safety car. Now, I'm actually glad that he hasn't caused a full safety car, because we're in the rain and the AI would be quicker than me and we'd actually probably lose positions. But because we have... Oh, it's the bloody wall, isn't it? It's that wall's taken Lance out. That's so frustrating. They said they'd fixed that bug. Wait for it. He'll do it again. Or will he get away with it, Lance Stroll? I think he's gotten away with it. Yeah, he's not. Okay, that's good. Well, if that continues, if that happens continually and we can flash back and avoid the retirement, then we will continue to do that. But it's out of my control, I'm afraid. As to if it happens, it's just a case of... Just a case of, if it does, we will flash back. I don't think I was even anywhere near it then.
Final lap of the race.
So as we start the final lap, we've gone from P22 and last to P13, which is pretty respectable, I think, given the fact that there's been some rain in here as well, where we know that we're not that quick compared to the other AI. Charles Leclerc wins the Grand Prix, but overall I think we have to be pretty happy with the result here. It is one of my favourite tracks, so we have driven it relatively well. And last to 13th is by no means, an easy feat. 9 places, admittedly 2 helped by retirement. Or was it only 1 by retirement? Who was it that retired? We might have had only 1 gifted to us. Yeah, no, Ricardo and Alonso. 2 gifted to us by retirement. But still, we very much enjoyed the big balls overtake at Baku. With that round the outside here into the castle section on the Williams. That was particularly enjoyable. And one of the best overtaking manoeuvres I think I've ever done. Right up there with that round the outside at the chicane in Canada last season. But pleased with the performance. Pleased with the overall finishing spot. Given where we are in the performance index, we've been very competitive with a number of other teams, not just a couple. And although it's, I think, Canada next, which is not one of my strongest, we are headed in the right direction. Obviously, at Canada last year, we picked up a very, very, very fortuitous, yikes, points finish, which we thoroughly enjoyed, but was thanks in no small part to a perfectly timed safety car. So, checkered flag and P13. I think that's a decent job, to be honest. We'll head back to the menus and see what we can do upgrade-wise, but if you've enjoyed the video, do make sure you drop it a like. Check out that F1 Manager video from yesterday as well. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, and hopefully you'll be back to join me for more F1 Manager tomorrow, and then we'll have the next Grand Prix the day after that here on the ChesnoidPlays channel. But congratulations to Charles Leclerc for winning another Grand Prix. I'm not sure what that does for the drivers' standings, because Sainz was leading, I think. Pretty sure Sainz was leading. We'll have a look. Standings. Charles Leclerc, no, pulls out a big lead over Carlos Sainz with a 28-point gap now. Fernando Alonso in the Alpine is actually 3rd in the standings. But you can see how much of a gap there is with the 2 Ferraris. So rather understandably, the Constructors' Championship is just gone. Well and truly gone. But I'm happy enough. P22 to P13. Nico's fastest. I'm fastest. I got a fastest lap than my teammate as well. And we finished ahead of our rival Esteban Ocon too. There you go, as we were speaking about it. So that gives us an advantage there as well. Am I? Oh, I'm so close to level 15, and then we can really kick on with development point gains. But we're very nearly, or resource point gains. We're very nearly level 15, and then I can add multiple things. Sponsorship renewal. I'm quite happy to continue with all of them, so I'll just renew as we are. We're waiting to add another one. I will go for reaction training for Nico, I think, to try and make him a little bit quicker. We have 1,100 resource points, and I don't believe that's enough to do anything. It was 900 last time we looked, so we'll double check. 1,100? Can we afford anything? We can afford to do engine power. Might do engine power then. Let's whack that on. And we will go again in Canada next time around. There is a Pirelli hot lap for me to do on stream for everyone that's watching live. But for now, with you guys on stream, that is all for today. Let's see where we are in the performance index, actually. So we've jumped above Haas and Aston Martin now. And pretty much level with AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo and McLaren. So we are kind of joint 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th fastest team. So hopefully in Canada, we can have a rather competitive Grand Prix weekend. Like I say, it is one of my weaker circuits, unfortunately, but we should still be good enough. Oh, it's Lewis's focus is quite low. A number of drivers' focus is really low. I don't know why. George Russell's 68. Alonso 22. Why their focus is so low, I really couldn't tell you. But Nico's is decent still, I think. Have a look at... yeah, Nico's is 78. And his racecraft is going to be up for the next one as well. 84 rated. Now, he was 88 rated, which isn't when we signed him, I'm pretty sure. Or 85 maybe. So he has dropped a little bit. But for now, that's all going to be that's going to be all for this one. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As ever, like I say, do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more. And join me for F1 Manager in Jeddah tomorrow. Ta-ta.